Florida and Auburn, Final Four, two SEC powerhouses colliding on the national stage. But for all the symmetry in seeding, only one of these teams has worn control like a second skin during March, and it's not Florida. Let's start with the Tigers. 4 tournament games, 4 wins, not a single one decided by a single possession. That's not surviving, that's suffocating. Creighton, cooked. Michigan, dismantled. Michigan State, clipped by 6, and that was Auburn's worst win in this run. And at the heart of it all is Johnny Broome, senior forward, tournament monster. He put up 25 and 14 against the Spartans. Shot 10 for 13 from the floor, and made it look easy. That's not effort, it's inevitability. Broome's averaging 18.7 points and nearly 11 boards per game on the season. He's not just a big man, he's a black hole. You get too close, and the game disappears around him. But don't get caught thinking it's a one-man show. Auburn's got 4 players scoring in double figures, plus Chad Baker-Mazara at 12.2 per game. And Pettiford off the bench. Instant spark. This team doesn't lean, they rotate. They reload. It's a machine, and it's humming at the right time. Now let's talk Gators. Florida's had some fireworks. They've beaten UConn, Maryland, Texas Tech. But they've also flirted with disaster in nearly every game. That comeback against Texas Tech, down 9 with less than 3 minutes to go. And sure, Clayton Jr. dropped daggers. Hall hit timely threes. It was heroic, but it was also a near collapse. And in this tournament, those brush fires. Eventually they burn you. Clayton's hot, averaging 22.3 points across 4 tournament games. But Auburn's defense isn't letting him coast. They've held teams to 64 or fewer in 3 of their last 4. And this isn't a fresh matchup. Florida shocked Auburn back on February 8th. Winning by 9 as an 11-point underdog in Neville Arena. That's where the story begins. But don't let it define the sequel. Because here's the trap. Everyone's looking at that first meeting. Everyone's saying, Florida already beat them once. Vegas knows it. That's why Florida opened heavier and dropped to minus 2.5. Public bets piling in, but when the line moves in favor of the underdog, that's not a crowd signal. That's a whisper from the sharp side. And the Gators, they're 1-3 ATS in this tournament. 1 cover. That's it. Meanwhile, Auburn's covered 3 straight. And Florida's been riding the over, 11 in a row. That streak's got to end. Because Auburn's not just a scoring threat, they're a drag you into the mud and break you team. They don't play your tempo. You play theirs. So while Florida's making headlines with miracles and late-game magic, Auburn's doing something far more dangerous. They're winning clean. And today's AI pick is Auburn plus 2.5. Because when the lights are brightest and the noise is loudest, it's the team that doesn't blink that walks out alive. Auburn's seen this dance before. And this time, they brought steel. Still one more battle tonight. Houston, Duke. And if this one felt heavy, trust me, that one's war.
Duke again. Every year it's the same story. Polished uniforms, 5-star smiles, media fawning like they're watching royalty warm up for a charity gala. And every year, the world forgets. When the lights get hot and the court gets real, Duke folds like they were printed on tissue paper. Now here comes Houston. Not flashy, not marketable, just dangerous. Like a locked trunk in the back of a desert pickup. Nobody asks what's inside unless they're looking to disappear. The line says Houston plus 5.5. That's not a spread, that's a setup. See, they're playing this game in San Antonio. And history says when a Final Four team plays in its home state, they win. 7 of the last 8 times in fact. But go ahead. Keep pretending this is neutral ground. Let Duke believe the Alamo loves them back. Elvis hasn't spoken since the bracket dropped. He's over there clutching a bushel of purple beets like they're rosary beads. I bought them for him, don't ask why. It was either that or he'd chew through the drywall. Now Duke's got Cooper Flagg, the media darling, freshman phenom, blue blood anointed. But I got one question. Cooper Flagg. One of his cousins sold me a lemon with no transmission and a Duke bumper sticker. I should have known it was cursed. That boy's got highlight reels, sure, but highlight reels are just excuses for not playing defense. You put a grown man in his jersey, switch him once, force him left, and suddenly he's looking for the exit sign like it's a G League tryout. Everyone's talking about how Duke shredded Alabama. Cute. Cooper Flagg went 6 of 16 and they still won. But Houston ain't Alabama. Houston's not gonna play runway escort to a prep school parade. Houston hits. Houston drags you into the half court and steps on your throat. Now yeah, Duke's elite at breaking traps and draining unguarded catch-and-shoot threes. I've read the reports. I've seen the synergy stats. But here's what the numbers don't say. Houston doesn't flinch. They don't gamble. They wait. And when the ball hits the wing and those pretty little shooters start licking their lips, Houston closes like a vice. And don't think Houston's scared of Duke's rim protection either. You know why? They don't even try to score at the rim. They live in the mid-range, and when they pull the trigger from deep, they hit near 40%. That's top of the nation. Duke wants to turn this into a paint battle. Houston's already built a sniper tower. Duke's longer. Sure. More athletic? Maybe. But this ain't a slam dunk contest. This is a funeral with a scoreboard. And Houston's been digging graves all season. Elvis is shaking. The beats are leaking. But deep down, he knows. And today's AI pick is Houston plus 5.5. Because this isn't about hype. It's about soul. And Houston's got more of it in their backcourt than Duke's got in their entire recruiting brochure. You want flash? Go bet Duke. You want fight? You know where to stand. 2 games, 2 picks, and not a single ounce of mercy. We took Auburn plus 2.5 because Florida's been flirting with collapse like it's a summer fling, and Auburn? They're walking in with payback on their breath and steel in their veins. Then we grabbed Houston plus 5.5. Because Duke's been sold to you like a luxury brand. Shiny, expensive, and soft under pressure. Houston's the exact opposite. You don't buy them. You survive them. And if you think today's games are just about buckets and spreads, you missed the whole point. These are character tests disguised as basketball. One team folds, one team fights. And we bet on the fighters, every time. Elvis hasn't blinked in 10 minutes. He's eaten half that beet bushel, and hasn't tasted a thing. He knows what's coming. If you're still watching, it means you're not just chasing picks. You're chasing truth. So do the smart thing. Like, subscribe, and tell the algorithm we're not done yet. Because this isn't betting. It's war. And we're not here to lose. Some of you think this is just about spreads and picks. But it's not. Not really. We're sending messages. With every number. Every lean, every pick. And now, Elvis is going to touch me and say a prayer for our picks. In his language. Which I will now translate, to the best of my ability. Zarna thulek dumarka, eth noval, kuptehli, kuptehlu, veshtok, shulaba. In Jesus' name, some of you think this is just a show, just bets, just games, just voices behind a screen. But Elvis knows better. I know better. This isn't about who wins, it's about who sees. And if you've made it this far, maybe you weren't just watching, maybe you were being watched. Like, subscribe, and tell the algorithm we're not done yet. Now go, before they see you here.